Boom.
We are live. Hello.
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 We all had to do the nasally thing because you did the nasally thing.
Was it nasally?
Hello.
Mr. Sheffield.
Hello, Fran. Oh,
Hello.
Hello. Oh my gosh.
I'm just checking on YouTube to see if you're there.
Pop out chat. Open StreamYard.
It's so much work.
Yeah, no. There we go.
And you already, I'm still doing the thing, and you already did the thing.
We'll have a laptop.
Oh.
Hey.
Because I don't want to be on my phone and look like this the entire stream, like I used to be.
Well, but it's either that or you were laying down.
Oh, yeah. On my iPad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now I have a kitchen table chair and a TV dinner tray.
Oh, it's evolving.
It's evolving.
Oh,
Soon there'll be a whole shed.
Jesus. That'd be awesome.
Okay.
It will be awesome.
How big is this shed going to be?
It's a lot bigger than you would think it was.
That's what they say.
It's a 12 by 14, 12 by 16.
No, that's pretty good size.
Yeah. But
It
in the
looks bigger
picture,
inside.
I've never shown you the pictures.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. I'll send them to you.
Mom's in the house. Mystical Love and Light's in the house.
Here.
Lady
No.
Blind.
Miss Southern Light has a new video up. I haven't been able to go watch it yet. It looks like she's in a witch's cemetery or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw it come up today, and I haven't got to watch it yet. I had a real bad toothache this afternoon. I was like,
I hope you don't have another issue up there.
I feel better now.
Good. I can't stand that.
No, it's the worst. It was up in my head when Rowan called me. I was laying on a pillow like this. I'm like, look, it's gonna be good in 20 minutes. 25 stops.
Hey, Marty. I miss you. Okay. Rowan just. Yeah. I gotta cut my line off.
It's the Love Shack.
The Love Shack.
And immediately the song is in my head.
Yeah, exactly. B-52s.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. When are you getting it?
It's already here.
Oh.
It's been here for the past 3 or 4 months.
They were putting flooring and walls and stuff. They're making it's actually going to be livable.
A livable room. I didn't ask my dad, but he offered to, first I wanted him just to put a window unit in there. But he was like, my dad's the type of person, he likes projects like that. He's a woodworker. He was like, you know what? I'm going to insulate it for you. Oh, I'm going to put some paneling up for you. Oh, I already put the air conditioner in. Oh, we should put some floor in here.
That's sweet. My dad is the same way.
Yeah. And it's also going to have Wi-Fi, and it's already got electric run to it. Like, it's it's like a tiny house, basically.
Are you just going to move in there?
No. I'm going to move most of my spiritual stuff in there.
But he did say that he's going to start doing readings once he had his space.
Yeah. Because I'll have an actual space.
Yes.
Because one side is going to be fully like spiritual stuff, and then the other side is going to be like a chill zone. I'm going to have a computer and a TV and everything. It's big enough for that kind of thing. And a futon.
So do you have a website up?
No, I got to have that first.
Red to Filth. That should be your.
Red to Filth. That's going to be the name.
Because you don't leave any stone uncovered. And it's
No. I haven't read in a while, actually.
You might want to practice up. Bro.
So I'm backed up.
Beth is here, and Joe is here too. Her husband's watching. Say hi to Joe.
Oh, hey, Mr. Joe.
And Crow Wolf 6-year-old says hi. You know what?
Oh,
I got my glasses, y'all. I'm like this, but I made sure my glasses don't be here today.
I don't know if you can tell, but mine have bifocals. So it's like, I have to do that to read. Oh, I'm so old. Nice.
Look at that.
Watch.
Comments.
I don't have any.
Well, you don't need them with your young eyes,
Yeah. Yeah, those 20-year-old eyes that are still in perfect health.
right? Enjoy them.
Not my knees.
So
What is that?
I'm trying not to cackle my butt off because he face and he caught it. Oh, that was great. That was great.
Hot.
Is it? Oh, it got hot all of a sudden, didn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so where are we starting with Cauldron of Conspiracies?
Cauldron of Conspiracies.
It needs a theme song.
It does. You
Kind of like
but you stopped doing them.
we need like a Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon kind of theme song.
10 minutes long.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Because Game of Thrones was like, it got longer and longer.
We just cut it off at the end. Da-na-na, da-da-da.
Okay.
I wouldn't know what you were talking about had I ever seen Game of Thrones, but since I have not, I'm just very quietly.
Have you ever heard the term winter's coming?
Well, yeah,
Maybe
but
not winter.
Game of Thrones.
Never mind. I give up. I don't think you'd get into it. I don't think it's like your jam because it's like.
Oh, I've seen it in passing because everybody in the house has seen it, and I'm like, I would absolutely love the show, but I don't have time to catch up.
I mean, you read the books, listen to the books.
I can listen to the Audible. I have more time though. I have 3 hours a day to spare going back and forth to work. You see, it'd be easier going through Audible with it.
Mm-hmm. That's what I would do because I mean, honestly, it almost wasn't my thing. I watched I think Alan or Alex, one of them two, started watching it, and I wasn't really into it. And then I got into it, and then I didn't like it. And I don't know. It's one of those shows like it didn't hold my interest the whole time. It kind of.
The few things that I've seen in passing, I was like, man, that looks good. Must be nice.
It is.
Like I'm running back and forth, like doing the laundry or filling orders or cleaning the house, sweeping the floor, cooking dinner, and I'm like, that looks nice.
It's definitely not one of those shows because it you have to know every little nitty gritty piece to catch up.
I'm gonna look for them on Audible because like it's a thing. Literally everybody has seen it except me.
Did you watch the Dolly Parton Heartland series?
Yeah, it took me months to watch it because we watched it on our lunch breaks at work, me and Laura.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's only a couple of episodes.
But it's a couple. You don't have to worry about it.
Get in there to watch at least an hour a day on our lunch breaks whenever we were just there when we didn't have something else to do. But it just be like that sometimes. So there's quite a few people here today.
Yeah. I was reading comments. See, this is why I can't be.
But why don't we ask people? Because we did have like one thing that we talked about, but like, what do you guys want us to talk about today? It's not my day, and you have me taking over your channel here.
No, take over because I get sucked into reading what they're talking about. We were going to talk about the Antarctica thing, and then it was kind of like open forum. So if anybody wants to,
because I never went to look for it on my own. Only the guy's video.
Well, me either, because you know what? I don't do that. I don't Google Earth things. I get frustrated. Now, my dad, he gets into stuff. He likes to look up where things are on the Google Earth. It's
really interesting what you can see on Google Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Afterlife and deer skulls.
And I think it's North Korea you can't see at all.
What? What do you mean you can't see it?
Yeah, like it's blurred. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Well, North Korea is a communist country. It has a lot of.
So it's China, but you can see China.
I've tried North Korea. Let me try it again.
That's a weird. How do you blur that on a satellite in space? Like, let me just edit this real quick. This country is not here.
You can. I think it's you can see it from like the terrain part. When it comes to the streets, like person view, you can see it.
That's creepy.
Oh, that's great, Angelo.
What happened? What I miss?
Oh, I just saw someone say that they're sorry, and then I went up to read, and from me and Trina's chicken feet video, they have been able to sell some to make money. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was reading. Okay. Are there any witches making content here on YouTube? I noticed a lot of witches left. Yeah. But it happens every couple of years where a whole bunch of people will come back or start new channels, and then drama starts and they all fall off.
I'm not sure there's been much drama this time, or if it's just life is catching up with all of us. Because I know that's with me. Because I have an entire book of things that I want to do videos on, and I have videos that I just haven't edited. And you see how hard it is for us to get on to do these lives.
I think it's hard to get into like the excitement anymore.
Yeah.
And then
like it used to be.
Everything is covered, you know? Like everything is covered. There's just so many of us here. Like everything is covered.
Yeah.
So Christy Ingram said the FAA flight cameras have been off for 3 weeks now. What does that mean? The FAA, is that the Federal Aviation?
Let's find out. It sounds right.
It's Federal Aviation Association. I don't know.
Hey,
does Alan know about that?
Who, Alan?
Yeah.
No, I don't. Alan? Do you know that the cameras for the? What does the FAA mean? What does FAA stand for?
Aeronautics.
I know it has to do with airplanes. Hey Google.
He's Googling it too. Shit, I could have done
What does FAA
that.
stand for?
Federal Aviation Administration.
Okay.
It's a part of the U.S. Department of Transportation.
I mean, of course, they're shipping something in or out that's.
Oh, I heard some tea about that shit today, about the Russians taking over the nuclear plant and people being told to clear out of the area or being held at home. Oh, there's so much stuff going on over there. I watch too many prepper channels. I get all the dirt. Okay, so what Tequila found was a guy on TikTok, Silverback, Silver Moon.
He just came across my FYP page. Yeah, FYP.
I don't know what that means.
I don't remember. Yeah, it's your For You page.
Oh, okay. I don't have the TikTok. But
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, what?
Oh, I know what the For You page is.
Oh, okay.
It basically filters through the things that you watch frequently, and it's it's an algorithm, kind of like YouTube has.
Okay. But he was Google Earthing things. He said he does it before he goes to bed to relax his mind, which this would not relax my mind. It would freak me out, keep me up longer. But
he's pretty freaked out in the video.
Yeah. That I don't think he slept that night, and it wasn't anything super disturbing. It was just extremely strange because he was zooming in on Antarctica and I noticed there was a weird shadowy shape to it, like it didn't look normal, or there was a shadow on it or something.
I can show it. Okay, look, let me go ahead and show it on the video.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
You didn't watch it?
Mm-mm.
Shame on you. It's pretty interesting.
Yes, for something fucking
I've
horrifying.
seen something like it.
Let's see if get a good angle.
I think it's familiar.
You're gonna want to watch this. Last night, every night before I go to sleep. By the way, my name's Silver. If you guys don't follow me. Every night before I go to sleep, I fuck around on Google Earth because it helps me drift off and my mind shut down or whatever. And last night, I found something. And I think I need to tell somebody else.
Sorry.
Number one, to prove I'm not crazy. And number two, in case I disappear, somebody will know what the fuck happened. So, I'm not really the best at piecing shit together, so if you're
kind of making that so bright, y'all. Sorry.
Then check this out.
It's a glare. It's gonna happen.
The comment is, what the fuck? That would be great. It's hanging there. Okay. What you're seeing here is Antarctica. Okay. Zoom into Antarctica. Right about the center. Right here. You follow me? You're going to see a dot. Right there. Okay. A dot. The dot gets bigger. Starts to look like Pac-Man. Okay.
This isn't very good, is it?
It's his background though that's real bright.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that worked. That's good.
Something like this. Go down to the flat. I don't want to say flat Earth, but the level of the Earth. And then you'll see this.
That's disturbing because it's like it's in the building.
Yeah.
But the fact that there's like, it looks like an apartment complex.
Okay. But Silver, you say, what's so fucked up about that, right? Well, giant fucking hallway. Right? If you zoom in on the end of the hallway.
I am so sorry. My phone is always like this, y'all.
Those fucking trees.
Damn it.
Move it back.
Pause it until it stops the glare again. It's too white now.
Yeah. But in the background, so at the back end of the hallway, there's a big window, and you can see like windows and then trees, like in a courtyard kind of.
Yeah. It's so white you can't see it.
Are those giant buildings?
There you go.
And those are,
When he comes back in the
fucking trees,
frame, you can
right?
see.
I haven't done any drugs today. I swear to God. That's
Oh.
fine. Like, go look for your damn self.
And people have been looking and have
Just so you know.
seen it.
It's there. Go look. We interrupt your regularly scheduled project.
Yeah.
I think it's the end of the world bunker place for all the elites.
Yeah, I was thinking it was some kind of a bunker.
Because they moved the seed bank, used to be held in Switzerland or the Netherlands, Switzerland. The World Seed Bank or Seed Vault, I think is what it's called. It's been in Switzerland forever. They put it there because it's neutral territory, yada, yada, yada. Well, they moved it like 2, 3, 4 years ago, something like that. Within the last couple of years, they moved it to Antarctica. And now this whole place is there. It kind of is odd because they're testing so much stuff about how to get us to live on another planet. Like it's totally
like that wormhole.
the freaking wormhole.
They got sound from that wormhole. Because I know that they had found a wormhole and they actually were able to get sound.
For the first time ever, scientists have been able to get sound from inside of a black hole. And it is terrifying, but also amazing at the same time. Check it out here. For the first time ever, scientists have been
It's like a
Well, there's like a melody to it. It's really strange.
Yeah.
It's really strange when you sit there and start thinking that they have Hubble telescope and these really big telescopes that can look into other universes. Like the newest picture of the universe and the galaxies that has just come out.
I don't know.
Okay, so there's an old picture that you can usually see of the galaxies forming, but now they have a new high def picture. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, I thought it was very similar to what we hear way, way beneath the water surface, like way, way down there. But it's more because there's been some footage they got from down there where under the water, way, way, way down where people can't really be, that has like a musical tone to it.
Yeah.
As well, but that.
That's one of the newest images that they released not too long ago of the universe.
What is that in the middle?
Or the
Another
galaxy, I mean.
star?
Stars, yeah.
The
That's
big
weird.
bright one?
It's like the
Yeah.
North Star. Like it's always depicted in old
Those are
timey.
galaxies.
Wow. Really?
See, I feel like we shouldn't be poking the bear.
Yeah, galaxies, yeah.
But what do they know that we don't know?
I don't know, but I don't know if I want to know, you know? Like, I have enough trouble dealing with shit going on in my own life. I couldn't imagine knowing something that's going on in somebody else's galaxy.
Yeah,
Much less-
it just makes you feel so small.
Yeah. Well, it's always amazed me that people always argued, well, are there aliens aren't real? How could we be the only thing in the freaking universe? Are you
I know,
serious?
right?
That's just not possible.
It's not possible.
No, that is very narcissistic.
It also brings up the multiverse theory,
Yes.
which
Check.
And revolving universes.
Mhm.
That's
that there in the multiverse theory, like a lot of people saw it in the newest Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange movie, but it's actually an actual theory that the life that we're living now is different in another multiverse. Like, say for example, I might be sitting here and there's somebody else behind me, or April, you're in a mansion, or Tequila, you're somewhere in the Mediterranean, something like that.
Oh, wow.
I know, right? I'm like, ooh,
There
man.
is multi-universes where everything could be possible. Like, you two could be married and I'm not married and I'm the one married. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get what you're saying. That's,
It's just wild to think about, to comprehend.
yeah.
I don't know. I hope that I do better in the other universe.
Yeah.
We haven't done too terrible here. We may not be rich, but we've been well. We're doing okay. We're surviving some major shit. Okay.
I hope the
surviving.
other Rowan can eat a whole entire pizza and not get a pound. That's what I'm saying.
Oh my
Right?
Oh my goodness.
Hawaiian, please.
Salmon, pineapple.
I can't put things on the screen because it's not my day, but Lady Blindwood said Mother Shipton did predict aliens in the 1500s. And then Crowwolf says my gramps believed it. He was in the Air Force.
Yeah, they've got to have seen some crazy stuff. Phoenix saying,
No control over the comments today, guys. We're on Chris.
oh, yeah. Sorry, I forget I have to tap on it. My bad.
She's got the power day, which is very hard to release.
Mother Shipton, is that the blind lady?
I don't know.
She was around in the 1980s. That one, wasn't she? The blind lady?
What was the blind lady's name?
She was like a Russian lady, I think, unless Mother
She
Shipton
predicted 9/11 and a whole bunch of other stuff.
She was
She
blind.
predicted aliens in the 3000. Really?
I mean, I've heard that mentioned before.
I'll keep the date. Every time I see that, even if it's in like a TikTok or somewhere, I keep the date. I'm like, we'll see what happens because we don't know. We don't know who knows what. And
You never know if it's going to be like a national thing or just maybe a personal thing.
Mm-hmm.
You just never know. And you just, the way things are, you just got to be prepared. And
I mean, we need the world to slow down because it's doing too much right now. I want to go back to the 80s. The air of the 80s was different. Everybody was like broke but happy.
And very stylish and musical.
Speaking of which,
I just lost my head.
I have to show y'all a
Is that a
tip.
pun?
What?
I'm gonna find it.
Okay. There's a part 1 video. She's a witch in the 15. She was a witch in the 1500s. I just did a part. Why am I reading? Put it up here.
You just did a video? I'm subscribed to you. I didn't see that. Hold on now. It's I try like on my lunch breaks and in between people at work to look at people's YouTube videos. I'm subscribed to Lady Blind Wolf.
Sometimes I don't get notifications for a day or two later, which is ridiculous.
I'm looking. It looks like Drew Paranormal Vlog went live today as well.
Who?
Drew Paranormal?
Oh, yeah. I didn't get that one either. I flip-flop between my channels, though, so, like, if I don't have it on the Crescent Moon channel, then I don't get any of those notifications if it's on the April Gosden channel.
Okay.
I found the video I wanted to show y'all.
Okay.
For a laugh. Hold on. Ready? Wait. So it says happy but poor, sad but rich.
Brian?
Yeah. Let's see. It says sad but rich.
No, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I want that happy median of being somewhat happy and somewhat sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phoenix. Mm-hmm.
What?
I'm showing it. But then again, some of that can alter your timeline. So, like, if you have kids or whatever, like, I wouldn't want to change the kids that I have, but I would want to change how the kids came about. Does that make sense?
Mm.
And possibly with who, but if you change the who, then you don't get the same kids. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. There's a lot of theories about that.
That's a good thing to, like, think about. What would be something you would want to change if you had the chance to go into a multiverse, like, and make it your own reality?
If I could go back far enough, I'd change the whole course of my life. Only if I had the knowledge that I have today, though. But
that's the point. You do.
Okay. I would have never gotten rid of my 2008 stocks, so I'd be a millionaire today.
Damn.
Break that one off. I'm serious. Everybody freaked out in 2008, and most of my company dumped their stocks. But a couple that didn't retired millionaires. They wrote it out. It paid off. Everybody was happy. And I'm over here looking stupid. And I'm like, well, shit. Now I got a 401k. I'm never going to be able to retire.
I think my change would be that I would want siblings.
You didn't want
You're so spoiled. I don't think you'd enjoy siblings as much as you think you would.
I would like to see what it looks like.
Okay. And then be able to take it back whenever your
Yes.
sister gets too much of your attention, because
Yes.
you could just imagine the little girl for your mom.
But I am.
Exactly.
So it's a win-win.
Lady Blind Wolf sent us something on Messenger. I know I just looked up. The only video I saw that she uploaded today was the disabled and deities within paganism. That was posted to 15 hours ago.
That's a good topic.
It is, yeah.
It's one nobody thinks about.
Oh, great. I think she sent us the link so we can watch. Yeah, so I have that one. I just haven't been able to watch anything today. Yep.
And see, a lot of people feel that way, Crow Wolf, that they feel like their kids would have been theirs no matter who they had them with. But, like, I don't know. I don't want to chance it, you know?
That's the thing, is you don't want to chance it.
Yeah.
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 So, okay. If you could undo one mistake, what would you do?
Ooh. That's a heavy question.
Not a mistake done to you, but something that you screwed up, didn't mean to, it altered the course of things. What would you fix? Or is that too personal?
I'm just trying to think, because, I mean, I can look back at the times where I was a real mean person, like did bad things and stuff. But then I look it has molded me to be who I am, and I've made amends where I needed to make amends. You know, it's so that's the first thing that came to my mind. But then at the same time, not really.
Right. See, I got too many to pick from because there's a lot of dumb shit that I did as a young-ish teenager that I would like to not have done. You know, like finish school. That would have been great.
Yeah.
Stuck it out a little bit longer. Could have not been locked away, you know. But I don't know. But like you said, that makes you who you are now, which is the best version that you are right now.
Yeah.
So
I happen to like myself now. So I think that I'm good with all the challenges that we went through, and I don't mind working hard to make a living as long as I'm able to pay bills and we're in good shape. That's not, you know, I'm good with it not being loaded. I mean, nobody would complain about coming into some money, obviously, but you know,
yeah. If I just happen to win the lottery, I'm not going to complain about it.
Yeah, seriously.
And that's the thing when people win. Okay, here's a topic I just thought about. Actually, I think about it quite a bit because I catch myself doing it, and then I have to tell myself not to because that's just the way I think. But other people might not think that way. So, do you ever think, or have you ever? And I feel like maybe we've talked about this like one-on-one before. Well, you know how people like want, like when they're doing their altars for prosperity, money, whatever bills. And they're like, you know, money come to me, and they're doing their things, I always have that nugget in the back of my head that goes, I don't want this money if it's going to be from like an inheritance that somebody died.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think about that a lot, and then I have to alter, like, I'm like, hold up, I don't want it if it means somebody I love is going to not exist anymore, or somebody's leaving me something that I was friends with, that I'm going to come into this, that, or the other. Like, I really have to think about what I'm doing when I'm putting my intention into that altar. That way I don't get it in a bad way.
Yeah, you got to be a little bit more detailed, you know?
Yeah.
And again, that's why I say, like, I don't mind working hard, you know, like, at all. Not sleeping to do orders for the shop or, you know, whatever thing that I need to do to make a living. I once carried 3 jobs, you know what I mean, with little kids. I don't mind doing that as long as that is available to me. So obviously when I'm doing something where I need more money, then I need it to be like more work that also allows me to still keep my main job and my family. You know what I mean? Where I still have time for them, because that's hard to get. So obviously I bring spell work in to help me make sure that I can maneuver around what I need it to do, you know?
Right. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I want the money, but I don't want it just. Lottery's different. Lottery's different. Nobody dies for that.
I won't turn down the lottery.
I'm not turn down the lottery.
Money come to me with nothing but positivity, that kind of thing.
There you go.
I like it.
As long as you're not thinking I'm positively need somebody to die to get me.
Like Aunt Gertrude's gonna meet the grave. That kind of thing.
I don't want the dust to settle. Just write me a check. No, I'm not that type of person.
And sometimes when you do prosperity work, it will come from random places you never thought of. Like if you work for a job that you don't really get tips, but you go out in the parking lot, help this person with it, and they're like, here's a $20 bill.
$20, yeah. Exactly.
Oh, I'm not supposed to take this. You're going to take this. That kind of thing. You know what I mean?
April's having deja vu.
Because prosperity can come from gifts, too.
Yes, it can.
Yeah.
Yes, it can.
That's what I like clover for.
Oh, that's a good one.
Red clover, specifically.
This isn't a conspiracy. Hold on. Okay. This isn't a conspiracy. Tips for ADD with meditation. Are we talking about ADD as an attention deficit disorder?
Yeah.
I haven't had a still mind like ever in my life. Girl, I'm right there with you. I have ADHD. And it sucks. But I get a lot of stuff done sometimes.
And there's so many forms of meditation.
Yeah.
I went to a few classes some years back just because I had trouble concentrating too. And the witch that was doing the class, which incidentally ended up being my Reiki master, said that when your mind, the problem is that whenever we're trying to meditate, that we get like we unfocus, like, okay, I'm meditating, oh, I need to take out trash, and we try to focus so hard on not focusing on that. And what he said to do is allow that thought to process. Go ahead and think about what you needed to think about. That way you can finish that thought and come back. Because if you don't, you're just going to keep on trying not to think about that, and then it's going to move on to something else. And even if it happens 10 times during your meditation, allow the thought to go through. That way that it'll start to teach yourself how to allow the thought to go through when you're meditation, and you continue to meditate.
Because the brain is technically a muscle.
Yeah. It's not just sitting down being calm, you know, a bubble bath. You don't even have to have your eyes closed. It's easier for me though when I'm really trying to focus on something, because if not, then I'm like, oh, I need to dust that, I need to dust this, I need to do that. So I like to have all the lights off if my eyes are not going to be able to be closed. But there's the most common form is driving.
Yeah.
You know, how people say, my car drove me home. Literally, you meditated all the way home. You may have thought about a bunch of things, but that's your mind needed a break. And it's one of the most common forms of meditation.
To me, I've noticed that when I have like deep conversations with people, my brain starts to wander. And it's almost like a meditation to me at the same time. I'm still present there having the conversation, but like I get so connected with the person, like I'm just sitting there like,
It's deep and intense, yeah.
But I can still keep the conversation going because I can still understand the words that are coming.
I have trouble holding conversations.
She said it so calmly.
He's like, fuck conversations.
Well, the way Rowan described it is kind of what happens to me, but I zone out on 20 other things going on in my brain.
See, I do the same thing.
But I don't focus on the conversation anymore. I'm just like, I'm humming in proper spots.
Because I do both, so
I can walk away.
Do I have a problem with something? Am I having a problem and I don't know it?
Who's having a problem? Nobody's having a problem. It's just I don't have a straight line of thought ever because of my ADHD.
Right.
And I can't sit still ever. Ever.
Are you able to do it when you're in like a bathtub, a bubble bath? Are you able to do it then?
No, I fall asleep. The minute I sit down, I fall asleep.
The reason I'm asking you, because another thing that he suggested is having a warm bowl or a glass of water that you can put your fingertips and kind of tap it while you're trying to meditate. You know, or having a fan on you, kind of blowing your air. You know, and then there's also the meditations where people are talking to you and they're walking you through like a forest and stuff like that.
I can't do that.
I can't do that. No.
Oh my God, I love guided meditations.
I can't do it.
Love them.
They'll guide me right into another dimension. I can't do it.
I'll be laying there and I'll be like, oh my God, this bitch will not shut up.
Yeah, no, because like I'm a tone person.
Yeah.
So if their voice hits a tone, I'm not gonna focus. If I listen to meditation music, it's got too many fucking bells in it or too many piano.
But there's also you need to see. That's the thing, is that the focus is always on. And then meditation music that you find on YouTube. But dude, I will put on Slipknot and sit here and meditate to heavy metal. You know, you got to figure out what works for you and get out of the box. Because when you Google meditation, it's always going to be calm and soothing.
Yeah,
and it doesn't work.
It puts me to sleep. I will say when I'm blasting music on the way home, because sometimes I listen to podcasts, sometimes I listen to books. Today, and I got home and I was in such a good mood, I listened to my old school thing on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like all my favorite songs in one playlist. And but even doing that, and I'm driving, I'm listening to music. That music's triggering memories, which are triggering thoughts about things I want to do when I get home. Like but I'm calm.
Yeah, and that's the thing is it's not about you not being able to think. Obviously, if you're meditating for a purpose, like you're trying to connect with deity, those sort of things. It's a little different than just trying to relax your brain and body, just to wash away a day or something like that. It comes in so many forms that it's ridiculous. If you've seen how many playlists I have of different types of music that just take me, like my shadow work stuff, I do music meditation for shadow work too sometimes. Yes, exactly.
I have balls.
We know.
They just walk by. Do they walk through? Can you throw them in or not? Can you tell? Yeah. Can you throw them over your shoulder like a continental soldier?
But like when I'm meditating in front of an altar, not like a yoga meditation, but altar meditation, then I'll have something that connects me to that. So yes, those, yeah.
I feel like whenever I do meditation, I do the best when I have something like sitting right there, because I'll put a quartz right here. I don't meditate a lot, but when I do, it's not just because of the third eye chakra. It's just the pressure that's there. It's calming to me, and it puts me in a space.
Nice. Okay.
See, so many ways. You just got you got to get out of the where you think you have to have a calming and clear mind in meditation, because it comes in so many forms of whatever works for you.
Yeah.
Or even you could also for me, I guess like the pressure is what puts me in a space. So I have a weighted blanket that I sleep with every night, but it also comes really in handy when I'm doing meditation, just to have that pressure holding me down.
Yeah, weighted blankets are good.
It's just something about pressure with me. I guess some people may not be able to do it with something. Yeah.
I can't do a weighted blanket. His daughter, our oldest child, isn't Raven the oldest? Yeah, Raven's the oldest. She has 35 pounds? Her weighted blanket, it's like 35 pounds.
I think so.
I was like, girlfriend, I'd smother. Like, I can't do it, because I don't like being held down. I don't like blankets making me feel like I'm suffocating, because it's like a.
You see, her freak just came out and she had to wind it back in. Because I saw it.
See, because these things can be heavy. I think this one's like 25.
I can't. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna die. No.
Yeah, the boys had a weighted blanket, but I think it was more my ex-son-in-law's blanket.
They're really nice though, for people who can deal with that kind of thing, especially like, I sleep with like 3 or 4 pillows at once. So
I thought you were gonna say blankets. I was already hot just by you saying it.
No, girl, even with that weighted blanket, my feet are out. No.
Yeah, I can't breathe if my feet are buried.
It's like the lungs of my feet can't take it.
Exactly.
Everything is connected.
My mother is the same way. I get it from her.
I swear I'm the only one that sleeps with a hot pad.
Even in 80-degree weather.
Huh?
Even in 80-degree weather.
It'd be 98 degrees, and I still want a hot pad on my feet every night.
You heard
every night. He will not allow me, because I'm just he could throw from down here.
I'm gonna bring it back to the 1950s. We'd be sleeping in separate beds. That's hot.
We have a queen size bed now. We always used to have like a double, but he is much bigger than me. So the queen size bed affords us even more space between us. So there's like a gap like this between me and him. And my little feet are over here because he doesn't allow me to put them on him anymore.
They're cold?
Hot.
Oh, they're hot.
No, I would stick them on him to get him warm.
Oh, you have cold feet.
You have cold feet. Okay.
Yeah. And he doesn't like my little ice cubes.
I don't like anybody's little fucking ice cubes.
You're supposed to like mine.
I don't like anybody's. I don't discriminate.
He doesn't have a foot fetish, let me just say. Because I have the cutest feet on the planet, and he's like, and I'm like, that's the one thing of any of mine that I could put on the internet. So,
you should. Maybe
do it.
I need to
I tried it one time and they told me to cut my nails.
I mean, cut them, shit. So,
It's not a lie, it's true.
No, Rowan, cut your nails.
I'm gonna
Cut your
draw that
nails.
back here.
cut your nails,
They're
lotion
not
them up.
bad. It's like a natural French.
Mm.
I don't like toenails.
Yeah, same.
You clip them to the nub.
Mm-hmm.
One. I got Bear Claw City over here.
How did we get here? How
Oh.
did we get on feet?
That's a witchy topic. We're talking about toenails.
I could cut a full-grown man with my toenails.
Oh, God. I hate toenails. God, I hate them. Oh, it's just gross. And he wears those slides. I just can't. Put some socks on. Leave me alone.
People are saying we're getting into weird territory.
Yeah, it is. It's getting to be a weird territory.
And that's what y'all like, so.
Because now I feel like Rowan needs to cut his toenails.
Yeah, that's all I'm thinking about.
They are
Alan's
fine the way they
toenails
are.
long and sharp. And I feel like April's feet are like this big in popsicles. Like I can't. This is all I'm seeing now.
I have the tiniest, cutest super feet.
You want a life-size diagram of April's feet?
What size shoe do you wear, Rowan?
Me?
Yeah.
10.5.
In men's, I'm a 4.5, 5. So half your foot.
And
10.5 in certain cases, 11 if it's a overseas shoe.
You buy overseas shoes?
Sometimes.
Like in a tennis shoe?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I haven't bought a pair of shoes in so long. Oh, my
Mystical Love and Light said 10.5 before or after you.
very good question. And you see what Citrine 42 said?
Before.
Here's the thing: witches never talk about witchy stuff when they're together, because why would they? That do you know how close to the truth that is? Other than the fact that we did ritual when it came April, there wasn't any other talk than that, other than you pulling us out of that dimension and was a party pooper. We were just like having fun and drinking and just because we were like-minded people, but now we're gonna have fun together. And it's the same way when I go with Bex or I go with Trina, like we do our thing because that's what we do. But most of the talk that we have is just us having good laughter and good times.
Because in the end, we're people. Witches are still people.
Mm-hmm.
The most I talk about witchy stuff is when somebody asks me for something.
Yeah.
That's the only time I get to talk anything or work anything out is when someone needs me for something. And they're like, hey, how do I XYZ, or what do I use for XYZ, or where can I get XYZ? And, I've got this situation going on. How do I do this, that, or the other? And that's the only time, because we don't hardly ever talk witchy stuff. We're normally talking. It's not creepy.
We always go down a rabbit hole of conspiracies, though. We have such good talks until we turn this camera on.
Yeah.
Like seriously, we're on it.
Sometimes I guess maybe the information that we're sharing, a lot of people, there's some people don't need it.
That's true. It could be that because sometimes we get way down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
It's so good, and I'm like, we're gonna write this down.
I mean,
we already talked about it, so.
Sometimes we're talking about the spirit we saw 3 weeks ago, and then we're talking about the chicken we had at Kentucky Fried Chicken, how it was so freaking good.
Oh, I love chicken.
Me too. I want some chicken right now.
And this is how it happens. This is how it happens. Yep.
I love fried chicken, and we only have one chicken place here.
She's hollering down the rabbit hole at us.
I'm just saying.
Hey, where's the chicken at?
Throw us some chicken.
In the store.
I need a chicken right now.
Are there topics
Earlier had said something about, what was it, deer skulls?
Yeah, deer skulls and something else.
I know I did a whole video on deer skulls, didn't I?
I don't own a deer skull, but I think they're awesome once they're bleached. I want to. What is it that has the curly Q?
A ram?
Is that a ram?
Mhm.
But it doesn't curl up. It's like they go straight back. I think it's an elk. I want an elk skull. That's what I want. Yeah, I think it's an elk. I want an elk skull.
I have a lot of different skulls. I only have one hanging on the wall, and it's a deer
I
skull.
thought goats went that way.
I don't know. See, now I'm questioning what kind of freaking animal I'm talking about. I feel like it's an elk or something like that. It's not a ram.
We'll go.
Maybe it's an antelope.
Oh, are you talking about the pointy ones that are like?
Yeah, they go back.
No,
Those
an
are
elk looks more like a deer, but just
I
bigger.
think you're talking about an antelope.
Antelope
Antelope.
skull.
They're more curly. Yeah, these ones.
Yeah, I want
An
that.
antelope, yeah.
That's here. Actually, this is exactly there. Oh, and apparently it's on Amazon. I did not know that. Anyway,
There's so many. Impala, pronghorn, common eland, springbok.
that I can't. How do you get it to look right? Anyway, there we go.
Yeah,
That
mm-hmm.
Isn't that cool? I want one of those. Or more.
This is what a sable antelope looks like.
How would you mount that though? Because I feel like that would be hard to mount because of
they go back.
Yeah. Now a springbuck antelope. This is devilishly cool.
Yeah, it is.
That's like Maleficent.
Yeah. $99. That's really not that bad in my opinion.
No.
Another rabbit hole we just went down.
I think my old girl came to say hi.
Oh,
Look at her face.
Look at her beard and her eyes.
Yeah.
lady. Poor old lady. So sweet.
She's living a good life. Though.
Mm-hmm. All Tequila's animals live a good life.
Mm-hmm.
I have people that say they want to come back as one of my dogs.
I was about to say that.
Serious. I want to be a cat, not a dog. Just put that out there.
I want to be one of Tequila's dolls.
A doll?
One of her dolls. Yeah.
My dog is. My dog is.
I
Crow Wolf, I remember when Lily passed. I remember when you posted it. She had a lab too. Many moons ago. I remember that. Yes.
Does Jade have webbed feet?
Does who?
Does Jade have webbed feet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very webbed. Yeah. Like up to here.
Yeah.
I know a lot of labs do have that.
She loves the water. Like that's why we always have kept a pool from her in the backyard.
She's an American standard, isn't she?
Yeah, I believe so. She was a rescue, but from what I was being told from the vet.
Yeah, because I think the English breed are smaller.
Yeah, she's a big girl. She's heavy. Her hips are giving her trouble, but we got her own stuffs.
You should see this puppy I met at work. I meet a lot of dogs at work. Look at this one. Look at him.
Oh,
Look at those eyes.
look at that face.
He gives you puppy dog eyes.
Look at the puppy dog. I love it. They're like people eyes. That's like what Jasper has and what Shelby had was people eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then he took a nap.
Oh, that's so cute.
He's an Australian Shepherd mixed with Corgi.
Oh God. Well, you know I've got a cattle dog corgi, not too dissimilar. Don't do it. Sorry.
Yeah, he's gonna be tiny.
Aww.
Well,
His name is Finn.
Olive, of course it is. Olive is 40 pounds. She's got short legs, but not corgi short, just almost corgi short. But she's long like a corgi.
Yeah, she's a long girl. She's precious. I love me some Olive.
She's
I don't think I've seen Olive.
Well, you gotta be around when she's feeding her candy corn.
That's probably why.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, moving on. Did you see the bottom?
42. Oh my God, or oh my goddess, whatever the case is. Okay, does Lilith even exist? Can we talk about that? I mean, I would.
It's my girl.
She's so precious. She's an old one.
Yeah, she's an old girl.
She's 14. Yeah.
She's an old one.
Little sweet baby, little chicken nugget butter bean. Mm.
So I do have friends who work with Lilith. I've had Lilith kind of knocking on my door. Even if she hadn't been knocking on my door, or I've had people that I know work with her, I would say that any deity can exist just as much as the next one in the situations. It's like Medusa. A lot of people don't think that energy's around. It's fine. You don't have to work with her. She's not doing anything for you, but she's here with me, and I know she's very real.
Yeah, I think you're called to them when you're called to them, and now to question the existence, we could question the existence of a million different deities. So that is, up to you. But I firmly believe she was here. There's enough mythology and stuff to represent her, and she's an
Moon turned with her occasionally. See?
Okay, yeah. I think she's an interesting person.
Oh, she's saying it's so weird. One of the few deities I never get anything from, and it just might mean that she's not meant for you to work with her.
She dates back to Mesopotamia, if I'm not mistaken.
You would probably be right.
Which I think is one of the oldest known civilizations.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she was supposedly the first woman on Earth.
Yeah.
If you go by the Christian belief in the Bible.
And the biblical belief that the reason she was cast out of the Garden of Eden is because she refused to lay underneath Adam, because in the story, Adam and Lilith were made by the mud of the earth. So they were equal. And then Lilith said, "No, I'm not laying underneath you. I'm gonna be on top." And he was like, "No, bitch, bye." And then she left, basically. And then God was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make you a new woman," and created her out of his rib bone. So she came from him, and automatically, I guess he believed she was not equal to him because she came from him.
She was there before Eve.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they believe that the serpent that got the whole was Lilith, and like the whole thing.
I thought they blamed that on Eve.
There's a lot of stories that they blame it on Eve.
But there's so much about her that it's hard to dismiss her.
Yeah.
Even if you're not biased her. But again,
you do hear a lot of stories like they say, "Oh, Lilith was the serpent that made Eve eat the apple." Some stories you think they say it's Lucifer.
Mm-hmm.
There's some stories that say it was Eve making it was Lilith making Eve eat the apple to be angry, to be a bitch about it, basically. But there's also other stories that saying that Lilith made Eve eat the apple because Lilith not want the same thing for Eve in a good way.
Yeah. To try and save her.
Yeah.
But see, if you look at them and you think about it in masculine, feminine, sub, and dom, Lilith was very dominant, where Eve was made literally to be a subservient woman.
Yeah.
So you can go down that rabbit hole too. And why are we messing with just one dude? But like, I mean, there are so many. I guess it's my like I couldn't wrap my head around some of Christianity, not all of it. Like I get some of it, the parables, stuff like that. But I disagree and don't understand so much of the hypocrisy in the Bible, and it's very hard for my brain to understand. But I do know that people work around that and put that faith into their witch practice as well. You know, which took me as that was a struggle for me to understand that. So that's, you know, I know you just did a video about Christian witches.
Yeah, I'm trying to get Mom on. She was here weekend before last because I want her take on it as well because it's a little different, which, you know, everybody's path is different. Nobody is doing it wrong. Nobody's saying who is doing what right. But I really wanted to share what I know from with my mother, but she wasn't doing. I was growing this earlier. She was here weekend before last. I stayed over, but then she had to go home because she started having her attacks, so we couldn't get into it. But we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get it. It's gonna happen because I really want to bring a little different insight onto it. That
I want to see what your mom says about it.
Yes. Because you're, I think, the only Rowan, the only practicing Christian type person. Oh, I guess Brujo.
In the universe of that kind of thing.
Yeah, like
In the same space, but not exactly.
Right. Bringing one element into another.
Yeah, exactly. Folk magic.
There you go. There's so many different ways to say it.
Brujo would be Brujo Sensista Luis, which he needs to come on one day.
that man's busy.
Yeah.
I know he is.
Mm-hmm.
But he could be unbusy a little bit more often to do some of these. I'm just saying. Hold on. Adam and Lilith were hermaphrodites. God split Adam in half to make Eve. I didn't read that in the Bible.
They brought up, the people in the chat, especially Hydrusus and Citrine42, they brought up the pomegranate, which you see a lot about in the Greek mythologies of Persephone and Hades. The pomegranate that Persephone ate that made her have to stay in the underworld for a certain amount of months during the year, being a fruit that caused turmoil. And you can also see that in the Adam and Eve story with a fruit that caused turmoil.
Well, fruit apparently is dangerous to eat.
Apples and pomegranates. Which I'm allergic to pomegranate, actually. So.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of it.
I love pomegranates.
I think you don't say that. You like sour, bitter things. I don't like sour, bitter things.
I like pineapple.
I'm a sour, bitter thing, so I should like them.
You are not a sour, bitter.
Tangerine is good too.
So are we signing off? Have we covered things? Does anybody else have any questions? Lady Blind Wolf said, well, Adam cheated, so
Period. that whole section of the Bible is so weird because Adam and Eve were the first people, and then they had children, so their children had children with their children, and their children had children with their children.
Yeah.
If we're to believe the Bible, we are all inbred as hell.
Yes, exactly.
Everybody's sister, cousin, brother, sister, cousin, uncle, aunt, Swedish granny. I don't know. Like we all related.
Which also comes up with the theory that the Neanderthals and the Homo sapiens came together.
That's
which
true.
It's not really a spiritual thing. It's more of like a theory, scientifically, but
that could go into Cauldron of Conspiracies.
It's something that could be talked about, yeah.
And that still shows up in DNA. Now, okay, I don't know how many people believe in the DNA analysis that they do. Some people say that it's bullshit, they're made up. Some people say they're true and accurate. Whatever you want to think. Neanderthalic DNA still shows up in like 2% of the population. So that's pretty. And okay, let's bring up Genghis Khan. Hello, he has got the most ancestry. Like everybody and their mother's brother is related to Genghis Khan across the freaking world. That's amazing to me.
It's something about the eye color too, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know all that.
I think it was something about blue eyes.
Did he have blue eyes?
It was something about the eye color.
I think you're right. I vaguely remember hearing. See, that's a topic we need to write down.
Yeah,
Right.
like
You should write it.
the idea about eye color. Eye color is a very big thing. Some people relate eye color to like certain, like, I guess you could say a horoscope. Like people with brown eyes have these traits, but people with blue eyes have these traits. People with green eyes have these traits.
Well, what about gray eyes? Because she's got gray eyes.
I don't have gray eyes.
Your eyes are gray.
My eyes are hazel.
They're gray.
They're green most of the time.
They're
Yeah,
gray.
they have eye colors that relate to certain personality traits, and
Sometimes
in
they're
some
orange.
cases, certain blood types. There are even personality traits that are related to blood types, actually, too.
Really?
There's a personality trait for almost everything.
But is it true? Like, how do you get that? I feel like at some point we just making shit up. Because, like, I'm O positive. Are y'all O positive?
I'm O negative.
I'm A negative.
Wow. That's weird that we're all something different. Okay, then never mind. I lost my train of thought.
Or the fact that, like, say, like, I'm A negative, but in some cases, a mother that's A positive will have a child that's A negative, and they have to have a certain shot
Yeah.
because the blood type thinks
The
the baby is an invader, that kind of thing.
RH negative.
RH negative, RH positive.
Yeah.
It's the rhesus gene, which comes from, like, I guess, the rhesus monkey. That's what I heard.
I heard it.
RH negative, RH positive, something to do with the rhesus gene, the rhesus monkey theory.
I have no idea about that. See, that's another thing I gotta look up.
We got homework to do.
I have green eyes, yes, chat.
Mine are brown.
Apparently, the green eyes come from a lot of Norwegian or Viking blood, European blood.
So I should have green eyes because I am a little Viking.
Well, genetics don't really work like that, so it can be different, I guess.
There's that little guy and that one. What was that little redheaded axe carrying little person that was a little Viking? It wasn't Game of Thrones. It was the one with the elves.
What are you doing?
Witcher?
No.
Here we go back to the Game of Thrones, y'all.
What is it? It was before Game of Thrones. Oh, well, it wasn't before, but the series was out.
The Lord of the Rings?
Yes. The little guy, the little angry dude.
The Hobbits?
That's me. Yeah. He wasn't
you're a hobbit.
He was something else. He wasn't a hobbit. He was shorter than a hobbit. Because the hobbits were taller than him.
What did they say about blue eyes? Blue eyes are pretty. So
what's that little battle axe dude in the Lord of the Rings? The redhead little Viking.
Let's see.
Huh? Well, why'd you answer me? He doesn't know. Anyway, that's who I am. So I'm like Swedish and Norwegian and Danish.
We might be cousins.
We might be. So my ancestry. Hold on, I'll show it. I'll just read to you because I always find it interesting, and it updates occasionally. I'm like, well, darn, I lost some. But my DNA story here it is.
Oh, you have Ancestry?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna go on my Ancestry too.
So I'm 60% European, Northwestern Europe, or England, Northwestern Europe. Sweden and Denmark, 10%. Ireland, 9%, which it was like 3% 2 months ago. Now I'm a lot more Irish. Wales is 8%. Norway, 6%. Scotland, 6%. Senegal, Africa, 1%.
So mine is 49% England and Northwestern Europe, 21% Scotland, 8% Germanic Europe, 7% Ireland, 6% Wales, 4% Sweden and Denmark, 3% Norway, 2% Southern Italy, and a couple of months ago I used to be 2% Spain.
Espanol.
Okay.
Yes.
I was trying to see who everybody was crushing on. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the comments.
Oh, Orlando Bloom. Yeah. That's not who I was referring to myself as. It's the ugly little short dude with the battle axe.
Oh, people are crushing on this guy.
Ugly short dude with a battle axe. Okay, I got that.
But anyway, we could be related.
We could be, because it says that my people migrated to Virginia, Georgia, and Florida.
My people were Alabama, Florida Panhandle, and Southern Alabama settlers, Eastern Kentucky, Northwestern Tennessee, Idaho, Indiana, Eastern Kentucky, which I still have family in both of those areas, and no longer South Carolina. South Carolina was in here, and I always thought that was weird because it just moved here. But now that's gone. I do and I don't agree with some of these updates. It's like at one point I'm this, and then a couple of months later, like what new test did you run or to figure out that I'm not that, I'm this? It's strange. So you're in your locale.
Jasper wants to say
locale.
hi.
Hi, Jasper.
He's got my hand.
Oh, buddy.
Say hi.
I'm so handsome. God, he's got a big old nose.
He's a pretty little puppy.
90-something pounds of pure love.
He's a sweetheart.
And ferociousness.
People think he is. He's the sweetest dog you've ever met, though. You gotta watch out for that chihuahua that's over there sleeping.
Yeah, Tucker's the one that'll bite your freaking leg.
I got a question we could talk about, or are we cutting close? Are we ready to end? Or
It's getting close because I gotta get up in the morning, but go ahead.
So if you didn't have your practice or your spirituality or anything like that, who do you think you would be as a person?
I've never not been, so I don't
See,
know.
yeah, that's why it's a loaded question.
Yeah, I can't answer that.
But it's just interesting to think about.
A bitch?
Well, I am kind of. So
I'd be more of a bitch. I don't know.
I'd be miserable because I'd like would be lost. Like, where am I supposed to?
Yeah.
See, I'm remembering like growing up, being raised Southern Baptist, and me and my mother both not fitting in anywhere, and literally always feeling like, okay, well that church didn't work out, so maybe we'll just go over here and try this, and it never worked. None of them never felt right, and not one freaking church. Hated them all. Didn't like the adults. Didn't like the program. Didn't like damn Sunday school. I didn't like none of it. So I would not ever want to go back to that feeling of being a constant outcast. Like, we're natural black sheep as this anyway, but being a black sheep in public in a place that you're supposed to be welcomed and feeling like an absolute outsider was a most horrible feeling. And I would not want to relive that. I was miserable. And my mother was miserable. I remember my mom wanting so bad to find a community that she could fit into and get to know people, because we moved so much. Like, we moved every time she had an opportunity for advancement, we were up and gone. So she never had lasting friends outside people she knew through grade school, high school, college, whatever. And so she wanted that bond so bad. So to see her, like, with my adult eyes and brain now, and remembering my mother then, she was absolutely wanting to find some kind of community. She couldn't find it. She tried, and it just never worked. So I think, honestly, this path kind of made us better people.
For sure. Also, we have to take accountability for what we do in life.
Yeah.
We can't ask forgiveness from a deity and then everything be okay. And I know that was a low blow, but that's what I would say, because we have to take accountability for what we've done and what we do.
It's not exactly a low blow. It's just the truth.
It's the truth.
Yeah. Like, you cannot be a dick on Monday through Saturday, and say I'm sorry on Sunday, and then start that that's a stupid cycle. I'm sorry.
That's hypocriticism.
Yeah.
Being a hypocrite.
Yeah. I agree. You can't do that. I mean, I understand we all make mistakes, but you got to own them. You can't pray them away.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Prayer only gets you so far. I think
And
even in the Bible it says faith without work is just nothing.
Mm-hmm.
right, and that's true. Like you can't.
Roman,
know.
you answer your own question though.
I
Yeah,
was like,
that's true. You didn't.
it's basically the same thing. I wouldn't know who I was gonna be. Like, I'd probably be a asshole or not even around anymore.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah, I hate that, but I do understand it
Yeah,
because
you know what I mean.
sometimes you save yourself when
So,
you discover a new path.
sometimes you have to stop looking for a savior and be your own.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Exactly. You have to save yourself
Hmm.
by any means necessary,
Hmm.
which is hard this day and age. I feel like a lot of people are suffering with that right now because things are so bad, and people just keep putting band-aids on things to make them seem and appear better, but they're really not. Like shit sucks right now, and nobody's really talking about it. You know?
You can only cover up so much,
Yeah.
and people are sick of covering up things. It's just
Yeah. I mean, I think the funniest thing that has been exposed so far is the existence of aliens. You know, like
beam me up. I'm ready.
right, like we've been. Oh no, it's fucking air balloon. No, these are creatures.
I guess it's just everybody's sick of denial.
I mean, how can you deny it when like 4 million people on the planet see the same thing? You know, and then there's literal documents that Eisenhower. Okay, go back to the time period in Eisenhower. There's a whole thing on Eisenhower meeting with and or about aliens. By the way, it's everywhere. You just got to type in Eisenhower aliens.
The whole Eisenhower legacy was
It's amazing.
it's yeah.
It's amazing. But anyway, like it just leads you down a further rabbit hole of, okay, so this is just right in front of us this whole time. And you would never know it because the way that we get indoctrinated with things just being normal and the normalization of the shit that's super strange. Like you see it in commercials all the time now. How we're advertising medication to fix one ailment that may kill you. You know, that is not fucking normal, and we're normal to it now.
Yeah.
Medications with so many side effects when it's supposed to heal one thing, but it's causing so many other things.
Right. That's not normal.
I don't want to have a skin rash and possibly die.
Right. Like the ailment, the cure is worse than the ailment.
Right.
Like what was that medicine? I don't know. I think it was for like eczema or something, and it was like may possibly death and seizures or something. And I was like, oh, I have a fucking rash. Never mind.
When it comes to medicines, there is a good side and there's a bad side. Like one of the good things is that the HIV crisis so many years ago, like during what was the 80s and the 90s.
70s.
Now we have medications that can make you undetectable, and you can't pass it. You will not have the symptoms. And the thing is, there's so many medicines that are great and it cures things, but there's other medicines that can cause a whole realm of different possibilities.
Right.
So like the HIV thing that was like a death sentence, it's become better.
It's like not a big deal.
And it's so crazy in the mind that those people back then that have died from it, we're thinking now like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Now, if we had the knowledge we knew then, these people wouldn't have died. But then there's also a lot of medicines now that sometimes the side effects are worse than the disease itself. And it's just one of those things that life is not perfect.
True, but
it never will be perfect.
The little like eczema medicine, harmful as side effects. But like a pill that will cure skin fungus, you might get a little dizzy and sleepy. It's just like the littlest things, and then it's got 10 million pages of side effects that may or may not lead to death or stroke, which can lead to death. And then, something major, and it's like, oh, you might have an upset stomach and diarrhea for a couple days. You'll be fine. they don't really add up. Like gabapentin, I'm on 900 milligrams of gabapentin for the rest of my life, probably. I only take 300 a day because 900 will put my ass to sleep, and I have a long ass drive. So I take 1 pill a day unless it's super bad, and I take 2. And the side effects, if I miss my medicine, my whole body hurts.
Yeah.
My joints are.
That's a really good medicine though, the gabapentin. It treats so many. My sister, she's able to go through all her therapy because of it. My mom can actually survive through her nerve pain because of it. Jade is on it
for her hips.
For her hips.
They use it in a wide variety of treatments, but like if I miss a pill or if I miss a day, I notice it. And they're not bad side effects, but they're noticeable. But now there's some depression medications I was on back in the day. If you miss a pill or a session of pills, you want to literally unalive yourself.
I think when it comes down to it, a lot of the antipsychotic or the mental pills, the withdrawal symptoms seem to be a lot more worse.
They're horrible
because they're affecting one of your most important organs in your body, which is your brain.
Yeah.
But at the same time, because I see them in here talking about like herbs and stuff like that, you know, I'm huge on
herbal
medicine. Fix it yourself, then you do it. But there are some things that you can't. My sister, without her medicines for her mental illness, almost died multiple times.
Yeah.
And now she's living like just everybody. She doesn't hear all the voices telling her to kill herself. She doesn't have these wants and desires to kill herself. I mean, look at what she went through because she wasn't taking her meds. And I have several friends who need those kind of medications. Mm-hmm. My father, he lived longer because of medicine that he was able to take because he only had 20% heart function. You know, there are things that we can't fix ourselves, and these medicines are great for. But the doctors, they want to throw it at everybody for everything. You know, like you got a rash and they want to throw a pill at it.
Yeah, they do. They chuck it at it.
Like this. It's very much needed in a lot of situations, and then there's a lot of situations where
it's pushed and it's not really needed because there are other alternatives.
Exactly.
I feel like for most of the herbal remedies, if you start using them early enough, they're more of a preventative, not a fixer upper kind of thing.
Well, and some things you just can't fix.
Yeah.
You can contain, you can control. Like mental illness, you can't really fix that. It's just.
I mean, there are herbs that can help with pain that go to a certain level of pain.
Yeah.
And when you pass that level of pain, those herbs no longer help with that kind of pain.
Yeah, like if you're in a car wreck and you fall and you get really bad road rash and your skin's hanging off your bone, that kind of thing. Yeah, I'm not gonna say use elderflower to fix it. I'm gonna say go to the doctor, go to the ER.
It's not fixable.
But if you're having a cough,
look,
you're having
a good
just a simple
friend
cough.
just came back from a terrible relationship, and I'm not going to put their name out there at all. I think she is going to share her story eventually because we talked about it. But she left in this herbalist girlfriend of hers and moved her away, took her off her psych meds, right? For like 8-9 months. And it was terrible. All she wanted to do was kill herself. She hated everybody, everything. Nothing was right because this girl wanted to treat her mental health with herbs. And I'm like, that is not how that works. No matter how much I tried, I wasn't the girlfriend. But thankfully, she came back home and she's back on her meds now for like a month now. She's feeling so much better. Like she's feeling great. And she doesn't want to miss her medication because she feels like she's a person again, is what she said.
Yeah.
Like you just can't not just take people off medication because you want to put them on. There's a lot of herbs that help. I've used them on my kids, on myself, a lot. But there's some things that it doesn't work for.
Yeah. I agree with that. I agree with that a lot. And I think they should, if they would change our law structure for certain things, I'm not saying it's going to fix everything, but it does fix a lot of stuff. It does. No, I'm not going to say fix. It helps. It aids a lot of things.
Yeah.
because it does calm the brain. So
Like, don't break your leg and think that lavender is gonna fix it. Go to the doctor and get a cast, that kind of thing.
yeah, I mean, we need doctors. That's
Yeah.
I think witches were the original part of the doctorship.
There are a lot of medicines that
Tinctures.
the chemicals did come from herbal substances that they have like gone down to the molecular
Mm-hmm.
part of it, but they have synthesized it so much that it can be a lot more impactful
Yeah,
and combined it with other chemicals and other things like that.
yeah.
Exactly.
Science is needed. Like I'm not against science. I'm
Yeah.
against certain technology, but I'm not against science. Science is literally facts and data and a proven method of how this particular thing works, what its reactions are, what the causation is. I am not against science. I'm against technology. That's totally different.
See, you can see it in science, you can see it in witchcraft. There's a cause and there's an effect.
Mm-hmm. All the time. All the
Cause and effect and energy transfer. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be changed. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It can be transferred. It can be reorganized, but it can never go away.
Yeah.
There. It's
And
permanent.
if you think about it, us witches, as we manipulate energy, we're manipulating energy that has been there forever, because you cannot create it and you can destroy it. So what if you think that we're manipulating the energy that a witch 300 years ago is manipulating?
And 300 years from now, we'll manipulate again.
The same energy we have in our
Same
head,
energy. It's all consistent.
because it cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be transformed.
Which is interesting when you get into moving energy interdimensionally, because that dimension's energy is different than ours. Which is why we see/hear/feel it differently, because this plane interacts with that energy different. That's an interesting topic that came out of my brain.
That is.
Are you writing it down?
No.
kind of reading comments. I'm glad you're feeling better, Hillary. They were talking about how a few people were talking about how they need medications for certain things, and Hillary was saying coming off her antidepressants was the most traumatic experience of her life.
How long did it take me? Almost a year when me and Alex quit cold turkey.
Yeah.
Before I got my brain back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Don't ever.
I guess it's not just only the adjustment; it's also the withdrawal of having that certain chemical in your body forever.
It's not. Well, and that's the thing. Like antidepressants, antipsychotics, it's literally designed to go to the brain and mess with the chemical structure of your brain. The serotonin and the dopamine levels get changed. So when you rip that out and you go through that first 2 days, 24 hours really, but once you hit day 2 into day 3, a lot of people don't survive that. I'm just gonna be honest, because they will either take their medication and overdose, or they will do something that they were originally on the medication for to begin with. Like that is a hard process. I thought my husband was going to kill me because me and my son yanked off at the same time and stopped taking our medication because we didn't like the effects. The doctor wasn't listening to us, and my house was a madhouse. A literal madhouse. Like he was having his issues, and then I'm trying to deal with him. He's trying to deal with me, and then Alan's trying to get between both of us. I mean, it was a rough year. That was rough.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
You wasn't listening to nobody.
No. Like I've got videos where I would try to record videos, and I was crying in the middle of the video because I could not get my shit under control. The stupidest thing would set me off.
I was prescribed depression meds at one point, but I only took them for like, I guess, a week. Venlafaxine, if anybody's heard of it. But that one day I started taking it, I started feeling something I didn't like, so I never took them again.
it's starting them is a rough process. Coming off of them is a rough process because you're putting chemicals in your brain that don't exist or that have been muted by other things. What?
That your body's
not producing enough of.
Mhm.
And like I hated it. But I started medication when I was 6. I have been on medication since I was 6 to the time I was 18. And then I got off. Long story behind that. And then started again when I was, how old was I? Almost 40? Almost 40.
4 years ago.
So yeah, 40, because I'm 44. And that, it's fucking rough.
Did you see what Cicada said?
What? No, I was writing down stuff. What? Who said what? Lexapro. Ooh, I was on that.
Neon Cicada said a topic for a video might be the pressures and expectations. Ah, it jumped.
I got it. I see it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. Yeah, the pressures and expectations in spiritual communities to solve all your problems with spirituality. You know, I can't say the word. When people use medication, they can feel disempowered.
Yeah, that's a great topic. Thank you.
Right there. Yeah.
The neon cicada. I'm writing it down.
Love that.
Yeah.
That's a lot to write down, so I'm going to screenshot it.
Yeah.
Yep. Got it. Love that. I mean, I don't love that has to be a topic, but I love the fact that you came up with that topic.
Well, I don't know. I think it needs to be addressed. I think that's a good topic, especially
I think it needs to be addressed. It's just sad that it needs to be addressed, is what I'm saying.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I get what you're saying now.
Mm-hmm.
The mind and the spirit, I feel like, are two different things. Spirituality is a, I don't want to say a cure, but a.
What are you trying to say?
Spirituality is a supplement for the soul, and in some cases, medication has to be a supplement for the mind because they're two different things. If that makes sense.
Well, I agree with what you're saying, but
tonight. Look at you.
He's actually talking tonight. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Mind, body, and soul. You need medication for the body. You need medication for the mind. But sometimes spirituality is the medication for the soul.
Exactly.
So many people get dismissed, and I've talked about this before, especially the place I worked at, because we had, 40% of our property were people with mental health behavioral issues. And they were always so dismissed by even their doctors, by their family members, by, the way that they were feeling because they were on medication. So nothing that they said or did mattered or was true or anything like that. It used to anger me so much. What was that?
I thought that was a demon child.
I got one of those old metal desks like you used to have, the one you painted purple, but like it's not purple because I'm not fabulous. But my drawers squeak, and I was trying to shut this door because it's like touching me over here, and it was bothering me. And I was like, sorry.
It's your old creaky door.
My old creaky butt. That's what it is.
That's different.
Hey,
Hey, how do you make holy water?
This is a joke.
I know. I feel like it's going to be
You boil the hell out of it.
You're lame. I love it.
And on that note,
we're signing off because I have got to bed. Thank you for joining
But I
us.
have another one.
Oh, really? What is it?
Okay, it's a long one, but we can sign off after that.
okay.
So there's a woman. Her husband dies. Okay. And she has her husband cremated, right? And she brings him home. She dumps him out on the table and starts, playing with the ashes. And she says, "Oh, Edward, you remember that fur coat that you promised me? It's upstairs in the closet. You remember that diamond bracelet you promised me? It's in the bank in the vault. You remember the Jaguar you promised me? It's outside, parked in the garage. all bought and paid for with your insurance money. But do you remember that blowjob I promised you so many years ago?
Oh, that's horribly good.
Thank you, madam.
I love it.
It's not my joke. It was a puppet from the 80s. Like her name was Madam. But yeah.
That's even better.
That's awesome. Love it. That was great.
So now you have to tell corny jokes.
At the end of
At the end of everything.
at the end of every segment, you have to.
Okay, y'all don't know about the hunter and the fish and the mosquito and the
Yeah, I don't know any of that. I ain't got time.
That's for next.
So that's gonna be the one for next week. So what y'all know what day we're doing next week?
Tuesday.
Tuesday? Okay. All right.
See,
So
my shift will be different too next week. So I'm closing Wednesdays. So I don't have to get up as early. So Tuesdays, like I have to get up early tomorrow, but it's because the scheduling conflict. But next week, Tuesday would be good.
okay, so next week is gonna be on my channel, Tuesday. We still don't have Rowan in rotation because he's not doing videos on his channel. This is
When I get the shed done.
My husband, he's getting me water for bedtime. Like that's sweet. Yeah. So we will see you guys next week. Yeah, I think that's it. This is not my channel, so I can't shut it.
I gotta push the button. Okay, I'm pushing the button. Good night, all. Signing off.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
I still didn't hit the button yet. There we go.